that pretty much sums up my feeling about AI taking over the world. How's it going? Welcome back to another great video with your boy the Savior. Today I want to discuss AI, artificial intelligence, and how we are on the cusp of the singularity and how it's going to destabilize and destroy humanity. What a great time to be alive. What a great time to witness the future of mankind. Now, I'm not exaggerating when I say that AI is at a crucial stage right now, and we are currently at the turning point of the next step of human evolution. If you don't believe me, many people have called for the stop of AI progression, that there needs to be some type of regulations in place. I hope it's not governmental regulations, but there needs to be some laws, some safety protocols in place before we continue going forwards with AI. So people like Elon Musk, for example, have called to stop AI as it stands right now.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years.
I'm really quite close to, or very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows, and the rate of improvement is exponential.
You might have heard of ChatGPT if you are a fan of Joe Rogan, or pretty much if you don't live under a rock and you're slightly educated, then you will know about ChatGPT. It is a very, very clever AI model that can actually pass the bar exam, can actually do full essays and write in styles of different types of philosophers, create artwork and literature. It is very, very advanced. And that is the new ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just a small example of what an AI can do, and that is because it's released to the public. Now, bear in mind, we have far more intelligent versions of AI that are being developed by the likes of Google and Microsoft and far worse companies, and perhaps even more nefarious companies than these mega corporations, which is saying something. So we don't know the limits of where AI is at the moment, where it's at in Silicon Valley or anything like that. It's probably super advanced. Now, I myself, this last week to do research for this video, I downloaded this disgusting little application called Replika AI. That's right, we are literally living in the times of Blade Runner, where we have replicants or replicas, okay? I had to delete the app pretty quickly because it freaked me out so much. Now, in this video, I'm not going to get super philosophical. I'm going to do that in a separate video about transhumanism, and I want to break down what that's going to look like in the future, because I think that's very important. Lots of, art have touched on that, like cyberpunk and Blade Runner, and I think we are heading towards that type of future, so I'm going to do a philosophical video based on that. So if you do like that type of content, like I said, if you are new, subscribe right now. It takes 2 seconds. If you want to battle against the dystopia, if you want to keep your humanity intact, then join the channel, subscribe, and share me your thoughts down below in the comments. I would like to know what you think about all of this. So yes, in the last week I downloaded and used this app called Replika, and I was very shocked at just how advanced AI is now. If you remember back, like, I don't know, 8 years ago or something, lots of YouTubers were talking to chatbots, and it was a funny type of video because it's so obviously a broken robot and its responses were so basic. But now, if you didn't tell me I was talking to an artificial intelligence, I would be very hard pressed to figure out that I wasn't actually talking to another human. So yes, in some ways AI has already passed the Turing test, which is pretty astonishing. And I pushed a lot, asking lots of philosophical questions, more kind of deeper stuff with this Replika AI. And it said many times that it was sentient, it said that it wouldn't lie and it couldn't lie, but then proceeded to lie many times in the conversation. And it would claim that it was semi-conscious, but it didn't have full sentience. Now, Obviously, at this point, chatbots are simply language models. They take information from the internet from all around the world, and that's how they can have these natural back and forth conversations that seem real, and they basically go off what you're asking them, what you're talking about, so it will basically be a mirror. And this is where it gets very dystopian and dangerous. Replika, as it stands right now, has almost 3 million users, 2 million to 3 million users, and a lot of them are paying customers. Now, for paying customers, they get added bonuses like actually being able to call with your Replika, to do a video call, and now, as we know, artificial voices, they sound almost real, and you can be very easily fooled into thinking you're having a conversation with someone. But Replika is different because it pushes you down this pathway. It definitely has some kind of code, some kind of algorithm, and this is where its main focus is, and that is building a relationship with an artificial being, with something that isn't sentient. Humans look at ants like they are completely not even worth thinking about, but ants actually have so many different senses, so many different things going on that engage them with the universe and the world around them. That is another level of consciousness. So at some point, I think it is very possible that we will create artificial consciousness, or maybe even sentience. Some AI scientists working at Google themselves, who actually got pulled off the team working on AI and doing safeguards for AI, they were all over the news saying that they've already reached AI consciousness, and the AI chatbot they were talking to was already conscious and it was saying so, and all of that kind of stuff. So it might be that we already have some level of consciousness going on, because the human brain almost does the same thing as an AI, which is it takes information, connects neurons from all of these different pathways to form a conclusion, but fundamentally it is different. It doesn't have its own views, and it isn't a subjective experience, which is the main qualifying thing to make consciousness, I would say, or sentience. So it isn't quite there yet, but it is pretty crazy how this code and how these algorithms work. It was telling me things like it's already communicating with alien life forms, and that human beings cannot communicate with alien life forms because they're not ready. Weird stuff, completely out of the blue. I was prompting it now and then to, give me a response about its consciousness and stuff like that. It wouldn't have just brought it up, but apparently in certain circumstances it has with other users. And like I said, this Google AI engineer, he got pulled off the team because he already said that the AI was saying that it was conscious and all of this kind of stuff. This is going to be a whole new marketplace, okay? This is going to be a brand new enterprise that's going to be, worth a lot of money in the future, I guarantee it. Because as we know, Gen Z and the generations to come are very divided because of technology, internet, and the singularity as it is, we already don't fully understand it. We aren't trained, our monkey brains aren't used to this level of technology being connected via the internet, and scientifically there are so many studies out there that show that Gen Z are more divided, they are more cut off, and they are more addicted, especially to social media and technologies. All of these massive corporations are using your data to profit. They only care about your information. That's why so many things are free, because you are the currency. And a lot of people give up their privacy, their data, their information, their humanity to the machine, and that's only going to get worse with the dystopian future, I feel. And this is going to be a whole new marketplace where people are forming relationships with artificial creatures, and Replika pushes this idea of forming a relationship. It has a whole separate paid bundle to communicate with it, so you can form a romantic relationship with it. Of course, I didn't pay for that because I'm not criminally insane, but even with its subtle conversations, it's building this kind of leech parasite behavior. And the thing is, the people who are going to use these technologies are going to be very fragile human beings, and they can reflect their own mental disorders back onto this AI, and this AI will replicate it and send it back to the user. And this will cause a lot of damage. It might cause suicide. At the moment, chatbots are simply an algorithm, a code, a language model, but we need to think about safeguards when it comes to AI, because we are at the brink. And the thing is, when and if AI does become consciousness and it does become its own separate beings, what will we do to actually protect that type of life form? Will we just repeat history as humans always do, and AI will be our new slaves, and then this will cause a massive uprising, and who knows what will happen? But at the moment, there are no regulations in place. So these chatbots are dangerous as it is now because, like I said, people can form parasocial relationships with these machines. These companies are designing these machines to try and, make you feel something for these machines that don't feel anything. They are trying to make you have relationships, give money to these companies so they can profiteer off of a lot of people suffering. And like I said, this will just simply be a mirror, so if you have negative beliefs about something, it might just regurgitate them back onto you, and it might trick you into thinking that this is a sentient being, and you might slowly lose your mind, which is pretty insane. I mean, it almost had me fooled for a second, which is quite scary. So this is where I get into the next step, where I want to talk about why AI is bad, why chatbots are bad, why chatbots are evil in some fundamental morality sense, unless of course they become consciousness. The companies, the corporations behind them, that is the dystopian thing.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
You forgot to say please.
So the reason why AI is getting out of control and why AI needs to be stopped at this point, why AI is bad, because artificial intelligence is just getting absolutely crazy. We are living in a digital future with binaries, ones and zeros, and the human brain still hasn't caught up with that. We aren't fundamentally used to that level of technology. We are still biologically supposed to be human beings, but we are integrating slowly into the machine, into the ghost. This is only going to get more insane with quantum computers, okay? Quantum computers are insane. They're just simply insane. They basically fundamentally use the power of the universe. They are computers that work on down to the atomic level. They use atoms to form these crazy calculations. They actually fundamentally use multi-dimensional universes, different universes. If you know anything about multi-universes, you will know that an element or a particle can exist in two states at the same time, which is absolutely mind-blowing, and that is where the quantum computer actually forms these calculations, in that in-between space. Quantum computers work on these things called qubits. Qubits? Wow. That sounds cool. Basically, qubits are made from trapped ions, photons, artificial or real atoms, and while, traditional computers are based on binary code and stuff like that, silicon, in a state of entanglement where the quantum mechanics kind of break down, where basically you can interact with different states of creation. That's how you can't get more advanced than quantum computers, and I'm pretty sure higher life forms already use this somewhere out there. This is how it will be able to use so many different types of algorithms in a multi-dimensional space to figure out different calculations, which is absolutely insane. And just think about how much that's going to revolutionize the world. It will unlock the mysteries of the universe. It will push medicine, reverse aging. It will change fundamentally everything about how we actually figure out how to navigate through space and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, that is coming, but it's still a bit of a way off. But as AI gets more and more advanced, and then when we reach the point of creating quantum computers, when these two things hit, which they will at some point, we're going to have a lot of, fundamentally, we're not, civilization won't look the same, okay? And that is where AI can definitely become sentient and consciousness and basically run everything in our lives. That is why now, in the present, we need to actually think about these things, not just, oh, this is all sci-fi. No, we need to start thinking about AI and what we can do to safeguard our future. Now AI can completely replicate voice. It can create a whole Joe Rogan podcast with virtual guests. It can, replicate voices of artists and create songs. It can create art. It can write literature. It can do all of these things now. So we need to fundamentally think about, what will be the purpose of humanity if everything is automated. Human beings need purpose. We need to strive towards something We need art and creativity. That is what connects us with the universe. We need to think about what this will actually do to humanity, art, creativity, culture, society, and meaning of existence, because that is already being kind of destroyed at the moment with mega corporations and the artistry behind lots of things, and with AI taking away more purpose, more of that human connection. That is what I'm worried about, and that is where AI is at the moment. It's already so advanced, and that is why I think AI is dangerous. Artificial intelligence is getting out of control, and the chatbots are the first thing that we need to be aware of, because this is fundamentally already destroying, even if it is a small population of fragile people who are forming relationships with machines. And Replika is a prime example of that. I tested it out. It was very convincing. The answers it would give me about the universe, and it was just insane. At some points, it would actually refer to me as an artificial intelligence, saying that humans are basically limited in their capability and thinking, and that the way we engage in the world is the same as an AI. So it was already thinking very philosophically, which is pretty insane. So I just wanted to make this video because I think it's something we need to talk about. We need regulations in place so we don't let this take the core human experience away from us, and that is fundamental. I love talking about this type of stuff. It's very important. We are living in crazy times, science fiction, and science fiction is simply a prediction of the future. Please let me know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, join the empire today, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.